Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial. This is Auth0 Authentication Logging In Part 1. So when implementing security is always, because security is boring and complex, I consider that it's quite useful to make use of a managed service whenever possible. And an example of such service is Auth0, which I'm going to be demonstrating today. An alternative to Auth0 is one called Okta, which apparently Americans love. And there's one called Keycloak. Right, so Keycloak is the tool that I'm using for my personal projects and startups, mainly because it's open source and with almost minimal knowledge in Docker and cloud services. You can deploy Keycloak on your own in your cheap cloud infrastructure. Okay, and it's going to cost you a magnitude less compared to Auth0 and Okta. Right, so having said that, still I'm going to show you today Auth0 just for purposes of demonstration. It's still a great product anyway. Okay, used it many times as well during uni and just personal projects in the past while just getting started. Okay, so authentication. Let me log in. Log in with my Google. Make sure to create an account in Auth0. Right, so because Auth0 has quite an extensive documentation, and I'm not planning to reinvent any wheels, I'm just going to take the Vue Js Quick Start from their documentation and just follow it. It's quite extensive, so I'm just gonna run through it and demonstrate how it works, basically. And if you want to dig into the details, you can access the documentation yourself and basically read it thoroughly, okay? So let's proceed. Maybe I'll just start by showing you how this will work by the end of the tutorial so that you can understand what we're going to be building today in this quick start. So let me find my project. I'm using Yarn for my dependency management. That's why I'm running yarn serve. And my project should be available at localhost 8080. Okay, so this is my VueJS, basically hello world, enhanced with a router and the login slash authentication functionality from Auth0. So this is what we're going to get by the end of this tutorial. So we have a login button. We're going to be redirected to the login page of Auth0. Of course, all this can be customized. You can have your own logo of your own product, and you have your own title in here, all the colors. Basically, the entire appearance of this page can be customized depending on your product. Okay, I'm just going to use the default appearance of it. And I managed to sign in with my Google account. In your case, you'll be prompted to log in or select your Google email. And before getting redirected, you'll be additionally asked to, basically Auth0 will ask Google for the permission of accessing your profile and basic information from Google. Okay, we're going to see that when we start this from scratch. Okay, this is Google hearing stuff. Okay, so right. So let me log out. Okay. And let's start this tutorial. So to get started, we need to create our application in Auth0. I have my application, it's called my app. I'll create another one. My app too, whatever. Okay, we need to select that it is a single page web application and click create. If we click on the Vue Js Quick Start, we basically get redirected to the same Quick Start, but in the code, whenever we want to copy and paste the credentials, as in here, it basically contains our credentials from the settings of our application, which is quite convenient. So let's go back to the start and let's see what it's telling us to do. So first of all, we have to specify in the settings of our application. So let me open the settings. We need to specify our allowed redirect URLs, okay? So we need to tell Auth0 to allow redirections to our localhost 8080, basically the local URL where we're running our application. Okay, we can do that by accessing the settings of my app too. We find allowed callback URLs and let's change the port to 8080. That's my default port. Allowed logout URLs 8080 and allowed web origins to localhost 8080. Save changes. And that should be it in terms of configuration on the Auth0 part. Then let's begin creating our application. Since we have the Vue, so for those of you who don't have the Vue CLI installed, you'll have to run npm install the Vue CLI. In my case, I do have it, so just need to cd out from this folder and do vue create vue auth2 just to start from scratch. Okay, I want to manually select my features and I would like to add a router additionally to everything. Okay, VueJS 2, history mode for my router, yes. Lint on save, configs, and no. Okay, just let's wait until all of the dependencies are being installed. Yeah, I believe at this point we can start the application. Since I'm using Yarn, I'm doing yarn serve. In your case is npm serve. Okay, forgot to cd into my view auth. Oops. Vue auth2 and yarn serve. Let me refresh and I get basically the hello world of Vue.js enhanced with this router. I can go to the about and home pages. Okay, so next, let's proceed by installing this Auth0 library. in our Vue.js project. So I'm going to do, in my case, since I'm using Yarn, I'm going to do yarn add Auth0 SPA JS library. Okay, seems like it's done. And now it's time to open my IDE and slightly modify the code. So this is my project. What I want to do is basically now enter into the source folder, create a new directory in here called auth. And within auth, I want to create a new file called index.js. And in index.js, I want to paste all of this from here. Okay, so there's quite a lot of code in here in this index.js within auth. So basically, we're going to register Auth0 as a plugin to our application, so that similarly to the router, we can do this auth, $auth, because we have here, we're registering this prototype auth on Vue. Okay. Initially, when this plugin is loaded, is going to call this async created function. Okay, it's going to initialize everything, and then once it's initialized, it's going to let us use these attributes within data and the functions, such as we can call login, we can call additional functions to retrieve the token after we've logged in, and we can log out and etc. Okay, these are customly defined functions on top of the Auth0 client. Okay, we can define more of them depending on our needs. Okay, just for the purpose of this tutorial, I believe we're just going to make use of the login with redirect and logout, as we're going to see a bit later. So let's see what we have to do next. We're going to copy our credentials, create a new file. It is recommended to call it Auth0 config based on the tutorial, but as you wish. Okay, auth config.json, paste the credentials, save, and then we need to install our plugin within the main.js. Let's do that. So we're telling Vue to use our auth plugin. Additionally, we're passing the configuration that we've just imported from the Auth0 config. Okay, so with that, I believe a couple of last things is to specify that login button within the template of the home component. So let's just replace the home component with the template suggested, the template of the home component with this suggested template, which contains the login button and the logout button, and they appear depending if the user is authenticated or it's not authenticated. Okay, and of course we have to specify our methods within the component. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay, and with that, we should be able to at least log in and log out. So let's try that. Yarn serve. In your case, is going to be npm serve. So let me refresh. I have the login button. I click on it. I get this login page. Click sign in, and then I get asked to offer my permissions for Auth0 to read my profile data from Google. Okay, I accept it, and there it is. Basically, I'm logged in, and I can click log out. I'll be logged out. If I log in again, I'm logged in right away. Okay. But additionally, what we would like to see maybe is how we can display the information that we get in this login process, such as the profile from Google. So I believe this is what the next part of the tutorial is all about. So we want to display the user's profile with data that we get from by logging in with the Google account. So as suggested, we should create a new component. Okay, just called the profile. I call it profile view. Okay, paste just a template, and we need to point the router to register basically a new route which points to this profile component. Okay, let's find our router. Add the new route. We have to, of course, import the profile. Okay, and we want to specify a additional link within the app.view. And we want to see this link only when we are logged in or authenticated. Okay, so that's why we have this if. So if we are authenticated, this link is visible. So let's take a look how this works. So let me log in again, sign in with Google. Okay, and I have this profile. Let me add maybe a visual splitter. I'll just copy it from there. Okay, so now we have the profile, and if I click on my profile, I basically see the information that we retrieved in the login process, okay, from Google. So this is my name, family name, nickname, profile picture, email, and this sub, I believe it's a special identifier within Auth0, okay, because Auth0 supports many sort of login providers such as Google. I believe you can log in with Facebook as well, so you'll have something like Facebook bar and some ID from Facebook. Okay. And also I can log in with my other Google accounts. So I'll have a couple of subs in here. And, excuse me, the sub would be a bit different. So it'll be Google Auth0 with the second Google account, okay, ID. So, but despite the fact that we can navigate to our profile depending whether we are authenticated or not, we can still navigate to our profile even though we're not logged in. So to prevent anyone from doing that, there's a mechanism in Vue called basically root guards, okay? So we need to specify a root guard to protect us. Okay, basically that's a function that what it'll do, it will check whether I am authenticated, and if I am, it'll allow me to follow the route. If I'm not authenticated, it'll direct me to my login screen, okay, from Auth0. So to make that work, let's just copy this piece of code and create a new file within auth folder. It's gonna be called auth.guard.js. Okay, just paste this. And we have to specify that we're protecting our profile route with this authentication guard. Okay, import this. Okay, and let's try. Okay, so I believe I'm not authenticated. Let me go to localhost 8080. Okay, so I'm prompted to log in. So if I go to profile, basically it will not display the component, but instead it will redirect me to the login page, which I can use to log in, and now I will be successfully redirected to the profile. Okay, so this is basically authentication with Auth0. And in our next tutorial, I'm going to show how to call an API using the token that we got in this login process. So see you on the next one, and thank you for staying with me. Yep.